Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about filler and Botox
Sure.
right now and trends.
Good.
I know we've interviewed you twice before, and you told us the trends then, but trends are changing all the time. What are you seeing the most of right now?
Well, I think that, first of all, I think fillers are used, people are looking to not have dramatic, like, highs and lows on their fillers. So people are coming in and saying, let's do this one more time per year instead of doing it like twice. Let's do it 3 times a year. And let's do a little bit less each time because what they're not liking is they're not like walking out of the office looking so dramatically different, and people see it, right? So the way to just stay more to like natural looking for your own self is to not get such a high dose per session and to bring it down a little bit. That's one trend I'm seeing. I'm seeing the lips being really popular. This is one of my little areas of expertise. I love the lip. I love treating it, filling it. That is much more popular than ever,
The lips.
getting lips filled.
Okay, the way you inject lips, by the way, is nothing that I've ever seen. I've never seen any doctor inject lips the way you do. You have a specialty where you go in
Yeah.
instead of out.
Definitely. Right.
I love that.
Yeah. That to me is, you know what? I'll tell you. So that's why I personally think that it's just a matter of how often do you do it, right? Because you get better and better as a dermatologist, the more you do it, and then you realize that this is terrible, but you know when you get trained, right? When these new things come out, the companies that develop these fillers, they send out trainers and they show you and stuff. Well, sometimes the material could be good, but they don't really have that refined technique down. The technique is different than the substance, right? So I've learned just by doing it a lot, the finessing is the key. And I'll give you some examples. So first of all, technique of injecting lips. There's a huge difference in literally like how far down to put the needle into the tissue, right? And you have to sort of actually make sure you get into multiple layers. Otherwise, you just don't the skin. You want to get that really great softening of and people hate that little crinkly look to the lips. Hate it, right? So that means you got to put fillers in pretty high up to do that. But if you put in too much high up, right, then you start to get bumps, and when you smile, it doesn't look even. So you got to go a little bit lower than the first layer of injection to now that's your plumping, that's your volumizer, right? So there's just where you put the needle matters. Then you have this whole idea where you can inject along the border of the lip, right? The vermilion border. Some people need that and like that, and it's a conversation you have to have. That's more about like giving you more distinct like lip liner look, right? And some people don't have that, and it's not just about and people come in and they say, I just don't like my lips. They look small. I want them bigger. Well, you got to sit and play with them and talk and say, well, this is, and what I do is I take these long Q-tips and they hold up a mirror and I say, like, do you like this look? And then it's like, yes. Okay, then do you like it with the addition of this better, or do you like this option better? So you start to put together this algorithm for an individual that really is going to just integrate the size of the lip, the shape of the lip. We talked earlier about elongation, right? Before we got on, maybe it was on this podcast. Certain people, their lips are like pursy, and you need to give them a little bit more length, right? By the same token, some people you've great length. If you had more length in your lips, it would start to look like you're sort of like a little clown-like, right? So you can't do that. So you got to work with the person's natural features, contours, symmetry, cheekbone height, shape of their face. Some people are more rectangular, some people more round, some people more heart-shaped. You got different shapes of the face. You got to sort of match with. I love filling the lip because it's just so artistic and unique for everybody. So that's answer your question. That's huge, right? So as you start getting more and more results and people start to see these things, my practice inundated with lips.
Any other trends for fillers and Botox?
Well, fillers are also being used to help the jowly look a little bit, And you can pull the jowls back, right? You can do, we talked about threads a little bit. Ulthera is a laser that helps that. But fillers, you know, sometimes you can camouflage jowls, right? You put a little bit of filler, like I have this jowl right here. So, and this, I don't do this myself, but it's possible to put some filler between that jowl and right through here, the chin, and just give a more straight line, right? Because you think about what a jowl is a little bit of a droopiness, right? So if it looks like it's lower relative to the skin around it, which is not as low. Well, what about if you sort of have everything meet somewhere in the middle? And you can do that with filler to make jowls sort of like camouflaged.